When this Aorus RTX 3090 gaming box arrived, it was already dismantled. The owner had tried to troubleshoot it and told me something interesting. If the GPU power cable is connected, the whole eGPU won't turn on. If we unplug the GPU power cable, the box powers up. That's a strong hint. Somewhere there's a short. He didn't remove the 3090 from the enclosure because the liquid cooler intimidated him. Fair enough. AIO lines, tight space, slim power supply, easy to damage something if you're not used to it. Inside, the PSU was nicely slim, but disconnected. Since I wasn't the one who took it apart, putting it back together would be a puzzle later. The GPU itself was only held by the I/O bracket screws. I removed those front screws first. Then I noticed something odd. The PCIe slot in this enclosure doesn't have a latch. So the only thing that's holding this entire GPU are the I/O screws. I took a slow look over the card. Step by step, I removed the heatsink screws so I could separate the AIO from the GPU. Once it came free, the core started to show itself. There was dirt everywhere, not the light, dusty kind, but the sticky one. Sticky dirt can hold moisture. Moisture plus electronics, that's a recipe for leakage and short. I kept that in mind as a working theory. I finished dismantling the backplate and cooler. The thermal pads were done, completely lifeless. They need to be replaced later. I began a basic clean. The goal here isn't to make it look pretty, it's to reveal problems. I brushed away what I could, and where the dirt was stubborn, I made a note to deep clean later. The board needed to be electrically safe first. Time to measure. I started with the inductors. On the first inductor, I found a short. The second one looked normal. Good, now we are narrowing down the rails with the problem. Under the microscope, I inspected the MOSFETs looking at any obvious burn marks, solder splash or residue. I did not find any obvious problems. I cleaned around the MOSFET to see if any melted solder trails would reveal themselves. Still, nothing. So I moved to active fault finding. I injected 1.8 volts at 5 amps into the 12-volt inductor to hunt for heat. The thermal response gave it away. A single MOSFET lit up as the culprit, so I marked it for removal. Next, to prepare the board, I turned on the preheater at 120 degrees Celsius to warm it up. I shielded the nearby capacitors so they don't pop during the removal process. With hot air at 420 degrees Celsius and 60% airflow, I lifted the bad MOSFET cleanly. I did a quick resistance check after removal and it was normal. The short was gone. I tinned the pads of the new MOSFET lightly for controlled drop-in. Back on the preheater at 120 degrees Celsius, warmed, positioned and floated into place with hot air. Another resistance check revealed that we did not have a short and the installation was clean. Then, a proper cleaning with 99.9% isopropyl alcohol to clean off any leftover flux or dirt. For first power-up, I used my custom bench supply. I watched the current draw at 2.7 amps, which is normal for this stage. Then, I measured each rail at a time. 12 volt, 1.8 volt, core, memory, and finally, PEX. Since this is a standard 3090 PCB, I could test it outside the enclosure. On the bench, it posted a video. The display was back. That's the green signal we wanted. Before final assembly, the cooling needed a full refresh. The original pads were finished. I replaced them with 1 mm on inductors, MOSFETs and capacitors, 2 mm on the memory at the front, fresh double paste for the die, 2.5 mm for the backside on the memory modules, and 3mm pads behind the VRM. I reassembled as far as I could, but I was missing a few things: the side and top cover and the Thunderbolt cable. This eGPU won't boot without that cable, so a full stress test had to wait. A few days later, the owner came by with his laptop, the missing covers, and the Thunderbolt cable. Drivers were already in order on his laptop. We connected the gaming box through Thunderbolt and went straight for the stress test. I ran Furmark and Heaven's benchmark. Temps were steady, clocks held, no shutdown, no artifacts. A smooth run. With the test passed, I closed it up fully, connected the slim PSU, side panels, and the top cover back on. Lines routed clean and screws fitted. One last power on with the laptop to confirm everything was in order. That's the AORUS RTX 3090 gaming box back from the power rail shot, a sticky dirt trap, and tired pads. Now clean, cooled, and stable. The owner took it back home the same day. If you enjoyed this repair, please like and subscribe. If you have any questions, leave them in the comment section and I will answer them for you. You can support this channel by joining in as a member or using the one-time thanks button. Your support really helps. Thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye for now. Cheers.